Maybe if I was to start over, I wouldn't introduce my man.
Really?
Yeah, it saves you a lot of hate.
Uko na wababas, uko na mubabas. Kiwa yangu na kabati yangu ya white imekufanyia nini? Like, let me live.
So I'm not really faking, I'm positioning myself. Some people do that.
Where? Hi, Daktari Squad. How you doing? Look who I have on my channel. I feel like this collab is long overdue, right?
Yes, it's been months and months.
Yeah.
Actually, I think over a year.
I think more than a year for sure. So anyways, if you've never seen me before, my name is Dr. Linda Modhoni. And if you have and you're part of the Daktari Squad, welcome back. What do you call your audience?
Lovies, my lovies.
Your lovies. And the lovies too, welcome. And if you're both, kudos to you, Yani. Pink hearts if you're both. If you're both lovies and Daktari Squad. Today we are at Laurel Hill. This beautiful place is courtesy of your host. So if you're looking for a place to stay or maybe shoot your content or just have, a small gathering with your friends, or maybe you don't want someone to come to your house, they have apartments, villas, and just generally places to stay all over the country. I will definitely leave their information on the screen. So without further ado, let's get into this video. Please introduce yourself for those who may not know you.
Yes. Hello, guys. Hello, Daktari Squad, actually. So I'm Nairobi. I'm a lifestyle vlogger. I feel like your content and mine,
same was up, yes.
So if you enjoy her content, probably you've ever seen me somewhere, or maybe you'll enjoy my content too.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to be here.
Happy to have you.
Yeah, and I'm excited.
So am I. As I've said earlier, this is long overdue. So I'm just happy to have you here on my channel. And I mean, it's always good to see women supporting other women. So yeah,
and actually people have been asking for this collab for
so long, right?
Yeah.
So a bit of backstory, how this collab came to happen.
Yeah.
She initially had reached out to me kitambo on Instagram and I was like, yes, absolutely, let's get this collab done. But now we're like, sasa tutafanya topic gani? That was over a year ago. Still there.
Imagine.
Yeah. Now I'm wondering tufanya topic gani?
For months.
I would sometimes tell her an idea, but we're like, I don't know, it's not giving. Then lo and behold, about let's say a month ago, I saw she did a video and then the voiceover was, I'm glad I'm not one of those girls who have made a whole personality out of hating on other girls, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, sis, I know exactly what you're talking about. I reached out to her on the DM. I'm like, have you been seeing these videos on TikTok where people have made whole pages just basically them hating on, I don't know if I should say just other women.
Yeah, I feel like it's women targeted because they do not talk about male influencers.
Yeah, it's just women.
Yeah.
So today we have assumptions about content creators. Video. So we're basically just going to debunk them, talk about them, either confirm or deny the allegations. Yeah.
I haven't seen them, so I'm just...
You're nervous, Cindy?
Yeah, like,
me neither. I haven't checked my Instagram. What's your take on this whole situation?
You don't have to pull someone down for you to go up. And I think they've found a shortcut where they have found this audience that brings together all negative people. And for them, they think it magnifies what they're saying. I might make them feel like they're bigger, but actually, it's not a healthy way to grow.
Absolutely.
Because if you have to pull me down for you to go up, it means you're not actually going up. You're just using me as your stepping stone.
Yeah.
And all these people that they keep bringing down, because it's not like me specifically and Dr. Linda Peke to know the other influencers.
It's across the board. Oh my God. Anyone is just catching strays left and right.
And if you know them that well, it means you watch them. There's one targeted for both of us, I think. That one for Mazda.
Yeah, and the white houses.
I love my car so much.
What are you talking about? Mimi, I had a Mazda and I moved to another Mazda.
I don't need to fit into your box for you to like me.
Yeah.
Probably ningekuwa na Subaru, they'll be like, if you have a blue Subaru, if you have a gray Subaru, they will still hate on
it. It would have still been something.
Yeah, so You don't have to like what I like. Just watch. If you don't like a sunroof, you can get a car
without a sunroof. You have to wonder, because obviously if you're posting content on social media, you intend to grow and become probably a content creator and work with brands. Which brands are working with you if you're creating that negative content all the time? And doesn't it get exhausting? Like, honestly, it's not necessary. If I see someone online and I see they're doing better than me, even if it may make me feel some type of way, let's say nimeona mtu amenunua G-Wagon, my first thought is not to hate on them. Like, my first thought is like, wow, I should be challenged. This business of pulling women down every corner, but me personally, I don't even see those videos on my page anymore. Like, I just
blocking.
At me, I just started blocking. Just watch whoever pours into your cup. The person that you watch, you feel, oh my God, nikiona Nairobi na feel poa, nikiona, let's say Dr. Linda na feel poa. Don't watch someone who stirs up your spirit and makes you want to create some negative content. Like, for what? Kiwa yangu na kabati yangu ya white imekufanyia nini? Like, let me live. But again, you know, we can look at the silver lining. Through all that, at least we've gotten to link up, and now we're able to give the audience what they wanted, which was a collab. And hopefully through the things that we'll talk about today, you're able to pick one or two things.
So I feel like that these upcomers, what you feel when they hear such statements, they might cave and run away from content creation because they're like, oh, I'm already getting bullied. I'll get bullied like these people. So this video is for you to know that there's that, but there's also a good side of this. So don't get scared away by these people doing this.
Yes, that's true. Yeah. Please don't. By the way, for your information, it doesn't matter whether you're doing content creation or you have your business there, you're selling your clothes, or you're doing nails. There's always bound to be someone who will have something negative to say. So that should not deter you from pursuing whatever it is you want to do. If you feel that there's value you can add to the space, by all means, like, don't let anyone stop you from doing that, because today this person will say this, kesho they love you.
You see, do not take anything to heart. Do not take the love to heart. The same way, do not take the hate to heart. That way you'll never have to deal with, oh, I'm scared. So
that's actually a very good tip.
Good. If there's hate, that's still okay.
We move.
Don't take anything to heart.
I like that. That's a really good tip. Okay, so we get into the assumptions about content creators. Okay, so I had put up the open question thing on my story, and I asked you guys to send in assumptions about content creators. So this is what you guys sent in. So majority of them are directed at me, not majority, like some of them are directed at me specifically because I'm the one who posted, but then we have some general ones. So let's start with the first one, which is very interesting. She says that some of them fake their lifestyle and some of them fake to love brands they advertise. Let me say this. I feel like, yes, it's very true. A lot of people do fake. Personally, for me as a content creator, if you've interacted with my content, what you see is what you get. So, like, as in me, I won't bother to go out of my way to curate something that's not there. And if I don't have it, I'm not going to pretend that I have it, right? But having interacted with people in this industry, people fake.
I have also seen, I actually feel like bloggers, it's hard to fake because it's your lifestyle.
It's your life,
But I used to think everyone is like that until I met people who actually have two different lives. They have the online life, which they show you they have everything that you need to see. And then there's now the reality of things behind the closed doors.
No, but I feel like that's so hard. As in for you to sustain the two, it's really hard. But you see, let me tell you, I think it would be easy to pick up on someone who's faking it because, I mean, you can only do it for so long. Let's just be very honest. There are some things, like what? If you're pretending to drive a car that you don't actually own, or you're pretending to live somewhere that you don't actually live, how long can you really do that?
How long will you hire that car?
Exactly.
At some point. And then next week you'll tell us you bought another one. But where these cars going after you buy them?
Exactly.
Also about living, it means then you'll have to be renting the same Airbnb every time. It's so hard to live. But there are people who actually do it.
Yes. The one thing that people need to understand, if you position yourself well as a content creator, you can really make a lot of money from this industry. There are people who are genuinely living their life. Like, you meet these people who are like, hiya, kumbe.
There's money.
kumbe people are making money like this. So yes, there are people who are faking it. Whether it's the majority or the minority, I'll leave that to you to decide. But I also believe that there are people who are genuinely living that life, not their real lives, like not the normal kawaida, like Dr. Linda life. No, there are people who are living their high life and it's actually real.
Yeah. So what I can say is, yes, people are faking, but I want to now speak on the faking part. Are they really faking, or they're showing you what you want to see? If I come today and Dr. Linda, I'm living in a single room, probably I won't get a company that wants to pay me. I won't get as many viewers as you will get when you're living in this house. I think that's just a random example. Don't take it seriously. So I will, then in this case, what I will do is I'll find some money and position myself. So I'm not really faking, I'm positioning myself. Some people do that.
Where? That's a word, honey. Okay, she's not faking energy position.
There are people who do that, I think so.
Yeah.
Because they want to be perceived a certain way.
And then also, let's just be very honest. Let's say someone posts content where they're just living their normal lives, they're just showing you the authentic them. And then you compare that to someone who is constantly just showing you lifestyle. You know, they're at this party driving that car. Who gets more views? At the end of the day, people say they want to see authenticity, but you post authenticity, there's a chance maybe 1 or 2 videos might go viral because guys will be like, oh, you're so real. But for the most part, the person who's posting about lifestyle is the one who will get views.
If today we were to decide we will be showing private jets, let me tell you, in 2 months' time, we'll be hitting high numbers, millions and all that.
Absolutely.
But because we are living real life, you have to grow gradually.
Yeah, pole. Exactly. Pole. Yeah. And there's beauty in the struggle. Personally, for me, I'm not necessarily very keen on faking anything because I like my life. Like it's a modest life and I like it as is. So there's nothing for me to say, Ati, I would want to emulate. I mean, of course I do want to grow, but where I am right now, I'm content. Yeah.
Also, you see, when you grow with your audience, you create a community, as you say.
Yes.
So for example, someone who watches me right now and they started Kitambo, they've seen me grow and it motivates them.
Yeah.
But what I usually say, if there's something I dread, is overnight success. Today I wake up, I trend over something. Oh, I have 1 million followers. Guess what? Those are not your followers.
Yeah.
They're just there to stalk you. They're just here waiting for a scandal to hate on you. They do not really love you. But when you grow with your people, you grow authentically. And that's when, even when I advertise something, they will buy because they trust Nairobi. They know Nairobi can't lie about such things. But if they just came, boom, and in a trend, I want 10 million, no one will buy your stuff.
Yeah. The next assumption is, this is directed at me. This person says you can hypnotize any man. I mean, you have everything.
Can you answer us? Can you?
I am aware of the power I hold, but I wouldn't go as far as to say that I can hypnotize any man. I know. Where had you make in quotes? You can hypnotize any man. But thank you. That's a very nice compliment. So the next one, someone says your man is an MP. So actually, let me lump this this particular assumption with the rest, because there's someone else who said you're dating a politician, you're whatever. Currently, where I am, Maliniko, as I sit here, no, I am not. I am not dating a politician. I am not dating an MP. I mean, it's no one's business, but I am not. I think if I would, it would show in my lifestyle. I think you'd see. I'd probably have like a mansion. I'd probably maybe have a bigger car or something like that. I think I live.
Need to work.
Come again?
You wouldn't need to work.
Exactly. I wouldn't need to work. I wouldn't even be doing content creation, maybe for fun. My life is just very normal. But then again, I mean, levels are different. There are people who will say you having a Mazda is being sponsored, and someone else will be like, you having a Mazda is a very basic car. Like there's
Hustler.
Nothing when he has, like, you know. Yeah. So no, for sure, no, I am not dating an MP. I'm not dating a politician as of right now. Okay, as of right now, as of right now, I am not. My man is a very simple, modest person, and yeah, that's that on that. Someone says, some of you don't genuinely support each other in terms of working with brands.
Oh, I answered too soon.
No, it's okay. That's your genuine reaction.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Actually, it's true. It happens a lot. I learned this when I started. I hardly interact with influencers, but when I started I used to be around influencers a lot, and I actually realized, there are people who gatekeep. If someone feels your competition to them, if you're doing the same thing, for example, we are doing the same thing, and I'm feeling like, hey, Dr. Linda can pass me. So if Jumia asks me, Nairobi recommend, because sometimes you're asked to recommend, so you'll give them like 5 names, then they'll go check and narrow maybe to 2. I'll be like, I cannot mention Dr. Linda, because if they see Dr. Linda next time, they will remove me and they will work with who?
Dr. Linda.
So that's how people reason.
Really?
I was so shocked to hear that.
Okay, to be honest, I'm not really maybe the best person to speak on this, because for me, if a brand reaches out, they typically usually have like a list of influencers ready. So I've never really been asked to recommend.
I have been asked before. Actually, and before, I never knew people recommend. So me, it was someone was recommending me. Someone so-and-so is asking me, then there's recommendations.
Yeah.
Then there's a time I was asked, we were in a gathering and someone was telling us, I remember recommend, but she won't recommend so-and-so because I feel I'm challenged.
In a competition.
Okay, people do that, but it's not a good thing. It shows that you do not support me. You're envious of maybe something I'm doing, or maybe you're feeling like you passing me. It's not bad.
There's space for everyone. Honestly, there is room for everyone.
Room for everyone.
I think the only time I've experienced something like this, I hope my friend Cupid wouldn't mind if I share this story, but she once told me that so basically she was at an event, then someone came up to her and was like, but by the way, do you know my friend Cupid?
Yeah.
Or you've seen her like on, okay. Oh yes, actually, yes, I saw you guys seated there. You were looking so nice for that event, by the way. Then someone came up to her and was like, Cupid, oh my God, I've been looking for you everywhere. Then Cupid's like, what do you mean? Like, you'll be looking for me everywhere. Then this guy goes on to say, yeah, I had told your friend so-and-so I wanted your number. So it's like, for example, right now, someone asks me they want to work with Nairobi, then nampeleka tu hivi. So then upatana na huyo mtu, then uko like, wait, what? So that's the only situation where I know like there's a brand that wanted to work with her, and then there's a friend who was gatekeeping the nini. Anyway,
that's a lot.
Yeah, I think I haven't maybe been here long enough to experience that, but usually for me,
probably it has happened to you, just don't know. Maybe
I don't know.
Maybe
it has secretly huko. Kuna mali I could have been given the job like first time. Ama mtu anasema sina namba yake.
Exactly. Yeah.
Maybe that way. There's one here, someone says, you come from a rich family. Actually, it's been mentioned severally. You're super rich. You grew up as a rich kid. Blah, blah, blah. So let me put it like this. For me, I grew up very comfortable. I thank God. I grew up in a family where I had both my mom and my dad, but I wouldn't go as far as to say we were rich. We were never poor. Like, I never lacked for anything. And I mean, I'm thankful that my parents were able to like make sure that once they brought children to the world, they were able to take care of them and provide for them. And in fact, I feel like they've set the bar so high. And I think that's one of the reasons why it's taking me so long to just like settle down and all that, because they've set the bar so high in terms of how we've grown up. So me, I've never lacked for anything. So I wouldn't go as far as to say rich, but I grew up very comfortable.
Also, sometimes I'm a spiritual person, but sometimes people might look at you, Dr. Linda, if I'm spiritual, if I'm a Christian, like strong Christian, I can see your wealth spiritually.
Really?
Yeah.
I receive it. It. Amen. I receive it. But yes, I hope that answers your question. And actually, even in my Q&A, the first ever video I put on YouTube, I did say, because someone else asked, tell us about your background, where you grew up and all that. And I said, yes, I grew up extremely comfortable. We never lacked for anything. And I'm thankful. I'm thankful for my parents. At least they gave us a very good foundation. Someone said, you're dating Bara. Another one said, you're dating Okello Max. Listen, I think people have different ways of approaching this relationship thing. And I never have, like for me, I wouldn't have a problem with someone who posts the person they're dating, like her, she posts her person. Personally, it's not for me. I don't know why. I know why. But I know exactly why. I'm not necessarily someone who's keen on posting my relationship. Anyone you see on camera, just know it's not them.
Yeah.
Anyone, yeah. If I post them, it's probably their knee, their leg, their hand.
Imagine, actually, that's maybe if I was to start over, I wouldn't introduce my man.
Really?
Yeah, it saves you a lot of hate and shit.
No way. Do you feel like more negative has come out of it than positive?
Okay, yeah.
No way.
And also I feel like sometimes you advertising your relationship brings nuksi. I don't know what's that in English.
Bad omen. Yes.
So sometimes it brings bad omen because you might be so happy you're in a
uko tu sawa cruising nicely.
Kidogo
mnaanza kuvurugana.
So if I was to do it all over again, I would also keep my man off social media. But anyway, it's too late.
Yeah, it's already done.
Just enjoy the
slide
ride
too
there.
now. Yeah, I think you're doing it really well, especially because now you've said that generally negativity doesn't get to you.
Get to me.
So I think you're good.
Yeah, learned how to balance. I don't bring him too much. So the day he won't be on camera, maybe he's traveled or something. No one will come and tell me that 2 days, you're not together. They break up. There must be something wrong. Oh, so it's so tiring. Yeah,
I'm so sorry about that. Another assumption is that they are mean.
Oh,
influencers, yes.
That's such a generalization,
right? It's such a blanket statement.
Yeah, because I'm Nairobi, you're
Dr. Linda.
I could be kind, I could be mean. You could be kind to people when you meet them.
Yeah.
And also it depends on the moods, honestly. People usually think we are robots.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to feel anything.
You're not supposed to have a bad day.
Yeah. If I see you, you have to laugh and jump
you have
on
to
me.
be, you have to be in a good mood always.
Yeah.
Just to piggyback off of what she said, that's such a general statement. What I would say my experience is influencers are not mean to like their audiences, but to each other. It's a different story. It's a different
and
story.
People don't know this actually.
Yeah.
People assume
we are all friends.
Then now we are mean to you guys.
Yes.
Which is that you will find someone who is so kind to the people who view her. But when she meets me,
hata hataki kukuona. It happens.
Yeah.
Like I haven't been to a lot of influencer events, and that's very intentional on my part, because I think one of the first few times once I just got into like not this content creation thing, I was invited to a party once. Hey! I saw fire. As in, everyone is just in their corner, like everyone is just so stuck up. And maybe because hata mimi nilikuwa naogopa kuwasalimia, maybe even then it's just one of those things where mimi sisalimii mtu mpaka nisalimie. But me, the few people I said hi to, it was all like, yeah, hi, you know, as in, it's not like, hey, I watch you.
Let me tell you, this other thing, when you go to an influencer event, for example, I'm bigger than you.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, she's supposed to say hi to me.
Yeah,
like,
not the other way.
She needs to know me.
Just get to know people as individuals and understand that someone could be having a bad day. I mean, you can't have also a bad day every day. You can't be mean all the time.
That's like 3 times. That person is mean.
That person is mean. Yeah. But generally, I don't see what benefit the influencer would have to be mean to their audience, because at the end of the day, those are the supporters. Someone said, you guys have many sources of income. And also, by the way, while I address that, I'm going to address another person who also said we make millions or something like that. Okay, so let me put it like this. When you're a content creator or influencer, whatever you want to call us, it's basically like putting your CV in front of way more eyes, like hundreds or thousands of people. So of course that means that the opportunities would be more, because a lot more people are getting to see what you have to offer. So yes, it does open a lot of doors, because I do feel like, honestly, some doors I've walked through, I would have never had the chance to if I didn't do content creation. So many avenues for you to make income. You can work with brands, you can have your own brand. Even posting content like this on YouTube, you get paid by the platform.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Also, being a content creator is one of the jobs that you can do so many things alongside.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I can be working an 8 to 5. I still vlog. I still have my own business running. I can have my own page that I advertise by myself.
Yeah.
So I think being a content creator is an all-round welcoming job. It can be so many things at the same time, and nothing will overwhelm the other one. Many influencers usually have businesses that they advertise, and they choose just not to say it's theirs, because they also do it as a job.
Yeah.
And it's easy to run your own business alongside your whatever.
Their hours
content.
are flexible, right?
Yeah.
And also something else, by the way, the advantage to all this is you get to build a community. Like now your audience, you said what do you call your audience?
Oh, my lovies.
Her lovies, okay. So that's a community. And your community, your core followers, whatever you choose to do, whether you choose to pursue a business, or you decide now you want to go into doing an 8 to 5, they will follow you, they will support you. So, I mean, if you have value or you have something to say, at least you're able to impact a certain community. So that's another advantage, of course. And through that, through building a community, you're able to also create another source of income. Because let's say if you have merchandise you want to sell.
And I think, let me speak on this. Someone said we make millions.
Yes.
Actually, people make millions.
People do make millions.
Actually, I know people who make millions by just posting without even partnerships.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
They are consistent. As long as you're consistent and you have already discovered your people, you can make money very easily. That's why I get offended when people say, "Oh, influencers depend," especially women. We depend on men for this.
Hey, Kwanza Ata, I'm so glad you have said that because one other assumption hapa, generally wamekwa na wababas, uko na mubabas. The unfortunate thing is majority of the people making this comment are women.
Yeah.
Kwani you don't believe in yourselves. And then again, so I'm not even trying to put down the way we live or anything, but ukikuwa na mbaba unafaa kuwa na Mazda kweli. Let's just be honest, like kama uko na mbaba, surely
she'll be living life.
Yeah. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with with having a mubabas. More power to you. I mean, if you have someone who's willing to give you money for just existing as a woman, why not? Mapema and your best. You just do what you feel makes you happy.
Do you?
However, believe us when we tell you the opportunities are there. You just need to position yourself as a content creator. Like when you're coming into the space, make sure that you're very strategic. Like sana, just what we mentioned even in the beginning of the video. Like don't lean too much into controversial topics or negativity, because then it will be really hard to work with brands, particularly corporates. They are so specific. If you're always just posting content about, I don't know who went where, Sujui did this, who is dating who, just bring value.
That's why personally I don't think, even if I was to get employed, it will be just as an option.
Yeah.
I have decided
Plan B.
Try this.
Yeah.
It's not because I am not making enough money on doing content. And I'm not one of the most consistent people or anything.
Yeah.
And I'm not that good. But I still make money.
No, you're actually good. I think sometimes as content creators, you're your own biggest critic. Because like now, when you came in, I said, hey, Leo, at least that niko na camera, I'm not shooting with my phone because my content is mediocre. And then you said, no, your content is good.
Yeah.
Because even me, look at your content, I'm like, guy, I gonna hadi fridge ya skincare. Yeah. I need to be serious. You know, your content is good.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay, let's pick one last thing. Staki hata hiyo light ipote kabla tujashoot video yako. The rest of these are genuinely just compliments, particularly for people who follow me. I'll maybe just put a few on the screen. First of all, I just want to say thank you so much. I am truly humbled, and we wouldn't be able to even sit here and talk to you guys if we didn't have people who cared enough to watch the content.
Yes.
So I'm truly, truly so grateful for that. And then one last thing, just because I've seen it here while I'm scrolling, someone says nonchalant. So I think they're calling me nonchalant. Let me tell you. You know what? I do have elements of being nonchalant. And the reason is because when I first came into the space, I feel like I was so naive. I was in the course of my PhD, so I was just, like a student somewhere, and someone would write a negative comment, and I'd feel like it's a personal attack. I'd be like, does this person know me? Why would you say something like this? By the time, as the more to unagrow, unazoea.
Yeah.
I mean, unazoea.
Totally.
You will do content that, let's say, will go viral, have millions of views, have thousands of people saying they love it, and then there's someone who'll just be there like, I don't like the way you're holding that glass. You don't even have class. So at some point, you just have to just let things roll off your back, like it's not that serious.
And actually, we were talking about this earlier on, before shooting.
Yeah.
And we were saying you can post something on Instagram and get a totally different reaction when you post it.
Oh my God.
Like TikTok.
This we need to dive more deeper on your channel. Because by the way, we have 2 videos. There's this one and then there's the one on her channel. So please make sure after this you go to her page, or after hers you come to this one.
Yeah.
But literally, you will post something on TikTok. post the same piece of content on Instagram and get totally different response.
Yeah.
For me, I think TikTok is one of the most negative platforms. Yes. And also, by the way, no, I'll give this tip on you, Nini. I think I should write it down. Let me put it here. Do you have any final words, anything you would like to say before we go?
Maybe. So I think we can conclude that everybody has the right to have their opinion about influencers, but some things, be demure.
Yeah.
See, keep it to yourself.
Be delightful.
Yeah. Like, you can look at something, you don't need to like me, you don't need to like my car, you don't need to like my lifestyle. You can not like me and choose not to just record a video being negative about it. You can keep it to yourself and be like, I don't like my profile, so I'll block her. I don't need to see her content.
Absolutely.
And I'll find people who I like. So you don't need to be negative to glorify your feelings, to justify what you're feeling. You don't need to create a whole community of haters.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, you see the same people who are in your comments judging you, they're waiting for you.
Yes. Now, that's the thing now. Yeah. Can you imagine even how absurd it is that people create a whole community to hate on other people? It doesn't even have to be influencers, generally, like just hating on other people. If you just decided to change that attitude and just maybe do something completely different, since clearly you have the creativity, you have the voice, you have the eloquence to do that, and you have the influence, use it for positive. It doesn't have to be so negative all the time. Just hey.
Actually, what you said is so true. That person, if that person was had the capability of gathering all these viewers, it means they have the capability of creating something quality and actually positive that can impact. Because what are you adding to value?
Which value are you adding? So, anything more?
No, I think that's it. And let's be kind. Take every day. I usually do this every single day. I try and do an act of kindness. It can be I'll give my gate man 50 bob or 100 bob. You can go and just comment something positive on a random person on your Explore page.
Yeah.
Just do one act of kindness.
I like that approach to life because, you know, these things just come back to us. Whatever you put into the universe, it comes back to us. So it's good for you to just keep pumping out good vibes, good vibes. It will come back to you. Without further ado, I will leave all her handles on the screen. Please go follow, share, comment, like, subscribe, all that. Show her some love. If you enjoy the kind of content I make, for sure you will enjoy hers too, because it's more or less the same. The love is and not the love is, even the Daktari Squad, please. Yes.
And actually comment Daktari Squad when you come to my site.
Yeah, actually, yes. Yeah. And me on my site, just post pink hearts. I'll know that you follow both of us or you're coming from her side. Thank you so much, Nairobi, for coming to that was a lot of fun.
Yes.
Na feel kama nimeenda therapy.
I know, that was fun. And actually, out of all the things you read, I didn't see those things that we were talking about, like all influencers.
You know what?
All influencers have couches.
And that speaks volumes.
Yeah,
that speaks volumes because, I mean, that was the motivation for this video in the first place. Hata mimi. But clearly, in fact, majority is just that right now we are doing I had to speak on things that mostly are related to both of us, but generally it's just positive vibes. Just guys are appreciating the content. So kudos for that. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. I mean, we wouldn't be doing this if we didn't have people who are watching the content. If you have any opinions or commentary about any of the topics that we've talked about on this video, please feel free to leave them below, but please be respectful. Si tumeongea hii maneno, like tumesha agree. Please be respectful, be kind. Then let me know if you guys like this segment. Should I do more of this on my channel? Maybe collabs, bring other content creators on board, talk about different things. I know there are people who had mentioned that they wanted a career talk and all that, and that's in the grapevine. It's just that this was there was the story time, which situmapigia story. There was the story time and then the assumptions. So yeah, that's why I'm sorry if you feel like maybe we've tumongia sana, but we needed to address what this video was about, which was the assumptions. Yeah, so without further ado, thank you so much, and I will see you on her channel or on the next vlog.
So thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
I love you guys. Follow me.
All right, bye. Mwah.